Let's be real for a second. If you run a business today, ignoring short form video is kind of like leaving a huge pile of cash just sitting on the table. But the big question is, what do you actually post? Well, today we're going to unpack 9 specific video strategies that can get your brand noticed and, more importantly, turn those viewers into actual customers.
So let's just ask it straight up. Is your business missing out? Because, platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, they aren't just for dances and funny memes anymore. Nope. They have become serious, powerful engines for growth that can totally transform a business from the ground up.
And the potential here is, well, it's massive. As Michelle Bali from Learn with Shopify puts it, a single viral video can literally help you sell out of your entire inventory. We're not just talking about getting a bunch of views here. We're talking about real, tangible, in-your-pocket sales.
So where do we even begin? Well, it all starts with our very first strategy, building trust. Because think about it, before anyone is going to buy from you, they have to believe in you first. It really all comes down to creating a genuine human connection.
So under this big idea of building trust, we're going to look at 3 specific types of videos. The kind of weird-sounding de-influencing trend, taking people behind the scenes, and using the timeless power of storytelling. First up, de-influencing. Now, I know this sounds totally backward, but stick with me here because it's brilliant. Instead of pushing a product, you actually tell your audience what not to buy in your industry. See, the goal isn't to make a sale right then and there. It's to make your brand the honest, trusted expert that people go to for real advice. I mean, just look at the difference. A traditional ad is all about the sale, right? But de-influencing, it's all about the customer's best interest. And when you do that, you build this incredibly loyal following that's actually going to listen when you do have something to recommend, like your own amazing products. Next up is behind the scenes or BTS content. And let me tell you, the days of those super polished, perfect, corporate-looking videos they're over. Done. Today's audiences, they want to see the real people, the messy process, and the true personality behind the brands they support. Authenticity is everything now. A perfect example is this ad by Baboon to the Moon. The employee in the video wasn't some overly enthusiastic actor. She was just being herself. And that raw, real human element is what makes people connect. It makes your brand feel like it's run by actual people, not robots. And the last piece of our trust-building puzzle is storytelling. Now, this isn't some hot new trend. It's one of the oldest, most powerful marketing tools there is. Every single business has a why, an origin story, a problem you wanted to solve. Sharing that journey makes your brand stick in people's minds and connects on a much deeper human level. Okay, so once you've laid that foundation of trust, it's time for our second big strategy, grabbing attention. Let's face it, it's a crowded world out there. You need to create videos that literally stop people from scrolling and give them a little bit of entertainment. So, the 3 ideas we're going to dive into here are what our source calls nonsense content, the huge power of collaborating with comedians, and the amazing viral potential of a good caught-on-camera moment. First off, nonsense content. I know, it sounds a little silly, but this stuff is so effective. We're talking about fun, pop culture-savvy videos that just don't take themselves too seriously. The goal isn't a hard sell at all. It's more of a branding moment, designed to bring in an audience that just wants to have a good time. What's another great way to entertain people? Team up with comedians. I mean, people are on these apps to laugh. And who's better at making people laugh? It's a super smart, non-pushy way to advertise. For example, there was this one creator who went viral by redesigning famous logos to make them worse. It was hilarious, people loved it, and it was an absolutely brilliant way for a brand to get some positive buzz. And finally, we have the caught-on-camera trend. If you have cameras around your business a lot, you might just capture one of those funny, unexpected, or genuinely sweet moments. Again, this is not a sales pitch. It's a brand-building move that shows your company's real personality, and that can lead to a huge spike in followers. All right, let's get into our third and final strategy, showcasing products. See? After you've built that trust and you've grabbed their attention, you've pretty much earned the right to more directly show people what you sell and tell them why it's so awesome. And for this, we're going to focus on 2 incredibly effective formats: the surprisingly huge world of ASMR videos and the classic, super valuable how-to video. Okay, brace yourself for this number. There are over 61 million searches for ASMR every single month on YouTube.
61 million. And you know what the best part is? The competition is still pretty low. That, my friends, is a massive, wide-open opportunity just waiting for you. So, what even is ASMR? Well, it stands for a really long, fancy name, but all it really means is videos that create satisfying, relaxing sounds. Businesses are using things like the crinkle of their packaging, the little click of a lipstick tube, or the fizz of a bath bomb to show off their products in a really cool, sensory way. Next up is the classic how-to video, and it has a simple, unbeatable formula. First, you identify a common problem that your customers have. Then, you position your product as the hero, the perfect solution. And finally, you show them the quick, easy steps to get an amazing result. It's a more direct way to sell, but it's powerful because you're demonstrating incredible value. So, we've covered 9 different ideas, but there's one last thing we need to talk about. It's a final, overarching principle that ties everything together. The source we're looking at calls this the golden rule of content, and it might just be the most valuable trend of them all. And here it is. You ready? The trend that I'm saying is don't follow the trends. I know, it sounds like a riddle, but this is so important. This might be the single most valuable piece of advice we talk about today, so lean in for this one. So why does this work? Why is the best trend to not follow the trends? Well, it's because just blindly copying what everyone else is doing can feel really fake and disingenuous. Even the algorithms on these platforms have gotten smarter. They're starting to reward unique, valuable content that has a specific point of view, your brand's unique voice. So the big takeaway here is this. Yeah, sure, use trending sounds and popular formats as a starting point, but always, always, always adapt them and make them your own. Put your brand's personality, your sense of humor, and your values into it. That is how you build a real, loyal audience that's actually excited to buy from you. Which really brings us to our final question, and this one's for you. With all these strategies and tools in your back pocket, what's the unique story that your brand is going to tell? Because ultimately, that's what's going to make you stand out from everyone else.